Okay, we are live. Welcome to episode 11 now of Your First Jungle Clear. This is the show where I go over the early jungle pathing from my community members over on my Discord server. If you're looking to join the show in future episodes, I do have a link above me. Unfortunately, this show is filled out. I usually try and do about 6 guests. Why the early jungle path? I obviously do full reviews on my channel of players that send in requests, but I feel like, and I do talk about this a lot in my reviews as well, the early jungle path is the most significant impact you have as a jungler. If you mess that up, I mean, games just become much more difficult for you. Junglers really struggle to keep up with gold if they're behind, and obviously, you have that threat. And I talk about that threat all the time of when you aren't in vision, that's the jungle threat. If they know where the jungler is the whole time, then that is very easy to track you, avoid ganks. It just makes your life much more difficult. All right, we're going to jump in this pretty quickly. We have a full lineup. Poltron says, nice jacket. Thank you very much, Poltron. This is my Worlds 2017 jacket. I like it much more than the 2018 jacket we got. So, but we didn't, it's not like a jacket we won or anything like that. We got knocked out first round. It's like a participation award, these jackets. So it's just a reminder, that we attended the event, which was cool enough. This was in China, in Wuhan, actually. So yeah, actually, I got this jacket from Wuhan, which is obviously the breakout of the coronavirus. So it's actually pretty funny to say to people. It's like, well, I've literally visited Wuhan, which was actually a very where we went specifically, we went to this hotel that was literally in the middle of nowhere, but it was an amazing I think it was a 6-star hotel that Riot put us up in, and it was like a city, but everything else was dead around it. So it was like it reminded me of a scene from I Am Legend, because China's so big, especially where Wuhan is. It's more of farm area, and they build these cities where no one goes to them. It's really strange. So there's gigantic cities everywhere that are just dead. It was really, really strange. It was literally pretty surreal, to be honest. But yeah, all right, enough of that. Let's jump into the reviews here. So our first one's going to be actually a Master Yi player that I did a review of. I think it was yesterday, the Gold 3 Master Yi player. I did 2 Master Yi reviews yesterday, one bronze, one's gold. So we will get him in a second here. And also in the chat, as usual, if you have any questions around the reviews or in general about jungling, I will answer them in between the reviews. But during a review, I will be focused on the person that I'm reviewing. All right, Mr. Yi, you are on the air. Can you hear me all good? You got some background noise if you're talking. Are you talking? All I hear is static. And I can hear myself. Maybe try unplugging your mic and plugging it back in. Or switch into a different microphone. Oh, I hear some connectivity. I can still hear myself. So definitely something's working. Alright, well I do have your game up here, so once your mic is working, then we can jump into this. This would only happen to a Master Yi player. Yeah, Skip Richards, I don't know what that means, but I mean, Master Yi players are fine in general. It's the Tariq Yi players. That's the problem I have with it. A Master Yi player, you can still shut down pretty easily if if he doesn't obviously have that Tariq Yi combo, the funnel comp, so. Alright, how are we going, Mr. Yi? If you want to type to me in the YFJC live chat. If not, we're going to have to actually move to our next guest. So I'll give you another minute or two Alright, Gekko, if you're actually around, we might actually get you on before, so then Mr. Yi here can fix his microphone first. Or if Gekko's not around, we have our next person that is either Poltron, Mega, or Barkley or Aidan. But Aidan said he's fine to go last. Alright, I'm going to drag you out, Yi. See if you can fix your microphone, and then we'll see if we can get back to it. Just let me know in the chat as well. Alright. Alright, Poltron, you're up.
Hey.
Alright, so I literally just posted a review of your game. Have you actually had a chance to see it yet, or...?
I'm halfway in.
Okay,
I was just watching
that was not ideal then. But halfway, you got past the early game, which was a disaster bit, so...
Yeah, I definitely tried to overforce the 2v2 for the mid jungle.
Yeah, I mean, it really... Did you actually look at where Mordecai's are? Were you looking where he warded? Like, he went to ward?
I thought he warded my my blue buff. That's why I did wolves and I warded my blue buff.
Ah, that's why you did wolves.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you did wolves for that path. I actually think that's a good jungle path, to be honest.
Just full clearing top?
No,
Yeah.
The red Krugs wolves into a gank. Because the good thing about that is you're killing your wolves really quickly, so they're going to respawn faster. But I guess you are staggering the camps with Gromp, so maybe not. But I thought it was pretty creative. I didn't know that was actually your intention.
Yeah, it didn't work out too well, but yeah, we'll go on to the Trundle game.
I'm logging onto OS now. What's going on, Geo Sejur? Good evening. It's afternoon for me over in Australia, but if you're over in Europe or NA, Europe's early morning, I think, and NA is like afternoon. Or like, yeah, evening. So we actually spoke a bit, Poltron, about the Trundle, and I definitely agree with you in terms of going more of, like, I've tested it a bit, and like I just think Tiamat really ruins your build. Like, I guess it's really only for snowballing, but I just feel so much more effective. You still do good amounts of damage, you know? Like,
yeah, I don't think you need Tiamat for damage.
So I've been thinking about that a lot, and obviously playing it out. I mean, maybe in lower elos, like, would you think Tiamat's obviously fine to go more carry mode?
Yeah, if you do want to kind of just get a lot of farm quickly, do more damage, I reckon you can go Bruiser. Like Tiamat, send a Hulk into maybe Trinity Force or something.
Yeah, so there's some guy in my comments actually that mentioned about he thought Black Cleaver might be better than Triforce, and I said no. Like, what do you think about that?
Nathan?
Yeah, I think I dropped out. Am I back?
I can hear you now.
All right, cool. Is the stream still alive?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, cool.
I was just saying, I think Trinity is better than Cleaver because you have a low Q cooldown and you can keep popping the Sheen pop over and over. Also, with the attack speed, it's pretty useful.
Okay, this is not the right VOD that I have up. I will cancel this in a second. Yeah, I agree. I think that it's very... I mean, obviously Triforce, I mean, if you go Tiamat Triforce, that's a very expensive build, right? Squishy, but you need to be snowballing to be pulling that off. But yeah, I mean, maybe Black Cleaver against if you're against very tanky champions, maybe. But I think that, yeah, again, the Sheen proc's just so good on Triforce.
Yeah. I was thinking about Cleaver, but I think it wouldn't be beneficial because you already have your ult that kind of steals away their armor and
That's
MR.
true. Yeah, it's actually...
So you don't really need it again, yeah.
Counterintuitive. Alright, so the game should be up on your screen now, Poltron. Got the good old Junkyard Trundle skin. Alright, so let's take a look at your runes first. Press the attack, Triumph, Alacrity. Don't go Tenacity here. You're against the Leona, Warwick, Senna.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but I just like the Alacrity for the attack speed in the early game. Tenacity could have helped me out, but I think if they're using all their crowd control on me, I'm going to be rushing like Ziggs or Gargoyle either way. And in team fights, I won't be getting much damage off besides my ult anyway.
Yeah. You see, I don't view Alacrity like that in terms of like all early game because it is, you sort of need to scale it, right? Get those stacks for it to be really effective. Like Tenacity, like you just want to be a brute force. Just it's more the fact that if you can just walk on top of people's heads and not so much do damage, that's the threat you have, right? Because then you can like block skill shots and stuff like that. And Tenacity helps it. But also, I don't want you to be forced into Merc Treads this game because I need you to build Ninja Tubs against a Yas, Warwick, and Senna, you know? So like think about how easy you would be to lock down with no Tenacity.
Does Tenacity actually do anything against knockups? Don't believe it does.
No, I don't think it does, no. But I'm more focused about the Leona. Like the Leona's lockdown is ridiculous. Fear from Warwick, Senna. Like there's a lot you'd have to deal with, you know? Like, and like I really think that again, you shouldn't even be in the mindset of killing people as Trundle, especially if you're going tank Trundle. Your threat again, like obviously you can kill people, but your threat is again what I said before is just being in a fight, just your presence. Like this huge Trundle with stone plate, like scaring people away, you know? Because at the end of the day, you can do a lot of disruption with your Qs because you know that tiny little slow that can really hurt the positioning of AD carries and stuff, right?
Yeah, just running at them.
So just run at the heads, and that's why I think Tenacity is just the way to go.
Yeah, I do agree. This game Tenacity would have been better.
And I also think as well that you should be going Bone Plating and Revitalize.
For the early 1v1 or the skirmishes? Or...
Yeah, just for, like this is very much skirmish, very like bursty-ish city, like especially and the fact I would have told you actually to potentially go oh actually no, the domination tree is not useful at all on Trundle, I don't think. Yeah, I think go I mean either this or but again I think Bone Plating and Revitalize because I really like it with supports that can actually heal you and stuff like that as well. Because it's like it's gonna help your passive, the Revitalize, and like just your general healing, and then plus Rakan can actually, you know, heal you up and stuff a little bit as well. And I've really actually felt a huge difference. Like, you know, when you like get kills, like, you know, the passive when someone dies and you get the
on Trundle.
Yeah, on Trundle, that extra healing from the passive, like I've actually noticed a really big difference from the Revitalize. Like I literally won a couple of fights. Like I was like literally on like 5% health against like a Vayne as well, and she kept on going on me, but people died, I healed that auto attack. Someone died, I healed that auto attack, and it was really like I really felt the effectiveness of it. So I think that in like heavy like melee comps and stuff like that, especially with a support that can actually heal you or shield you as well, like I think Bone Plating Revitalize is really good.
I have tried that rune setup on Lee Sin and Rek'Sai before. It does feel pretty good, especially when you need it for the extra like survivability in a 1v1. Never tried it on Trundle, but I will give it a shot next time.
Alright, so tell me about your early win condition here. What do you think? Is you do an invade here, you get some vision out. Obviously you run against the Warwick jungle, like he's still pretty strong early. Like what are you thinking? I'm
thinking I can beat Warwick level 2. Level 3, I don't think I can beat him. I don't have mid prior. I don't really want to touch mid early. Just want to let Anivia farm up and scale. I've got a stronger bot than theirs early on, so I want to look to, you know, try punish their bot lane if overextending. I've got Pillar into Rakan knockup, so we could look for something there. I think our level 1's stronger. That's why I wanted to start their red buff here and contest it. But I think Warwick just starts play.
Okay. I mean, obviously, at Anivia is actually, I mean, Misfortune Rakan bot, like, obviously Misfortune's really, really good in terms of a lane, but I think that Misfortune Rakan, that's a bit of a weird combo together. I don't like that. Anivia does really well into their team comp, right? But, in terms of ganking, like, I guess you sort of do really need to rely on her hitting that stun. And I think Trundle overall also does really well into Mordekaiser.
Into Mordekaiser?
Yeah. I mean, like, obviously, if you get altered, like, the sustain, like, he'll, like, you know, chew up, but, like, like, you can, like, kite him pretty well, I feel like in the ult and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, it doesn't make sense because, obviously, you're going to be a tank and he eats through tanks. But like especially early game, obviously you can like kill Mordekaiser pretty easily.
Yeah, early game, I'm just sure.
But yeah, I think in general, I think it's actually this Anivia getting Anivia head and actually ganking this Yas. Because I mean, I love Trundle into Yas. I think it's so easy to get on him. You can, cancel his like ease with his pillar. I mean, he's like dashes and stuff. But I mean, we sort of just see how the early game goes. I think. I think you have a lot of options here. A bot, I'm not too sure about. I'm a little bit confused about bot.
Yeah, I just wanted to look at bot because they had like no escape tool besides flash, and if we burn it once, I can just keep going there.
I mean, I guess when Rakana's 6, like in general, Rakana's obviously a great champion to gank with a lot of CC tools there. All right, this is pretty crazy by this Warwick. I don't know what he's doing there. Great. All right, so definitely a really good start from you here.
Yeah, so after I kill him here in my mind, okay, jungle's one for me. If I lose jungle, it's my fault from here. It's got to keep snowballing the lead I already have.
So where do you think Warwick is going to be going right now?
Bot side.
For Krugs?
Honestly, I didn't really think it through that much. I kind of just thought, he knows I'm top side. He might just try. Okay, he did end up going to Grump, but yeah, I'm not too sure what I was thinking in the game. I wasn't too sure where he would path. I think, maybe he'd just go bot side, try and clear for 3. But now that I'm thinking about it more, as an early game Warwick without Tiamat, clearing Krugs and Raptors are pretty difficult. So yeah, he would have had to go Grump really.
Yeah, I mean the only reason he would go bot is if he's trying to contest you on his blue, which would be suicide, right? Like that's just absolute suicide. I mean, he doesn't know where you are. You could be doing many things this game. You could have gone top to gank the Maud, but I actually really do like what you did here. You just came straight bot. I think this is really, really good. Clear your blue off the map. Alright, so Trundle Pillar is something I'm like obsessed by. I love Trundle Pillar placements. So obviously she has flash, right?
Yeah.
I think you pillar her here.
Like as soon as they see me a pillar?
So, I mean, you might be a little bit delayed, but like, you want to sort of like pillar people the furthest away they are in the lane to, because obviously you need to burn her flash, right? You sort of just let her walk a little bit too much up. So like, yeah, like right here, she flashes.
Yeah, okay.
Then like, I mean, she might still get away. She does have flash and heal, but I feel like the gank would have been much more damaging if you peel it here. But I mean, I guess she's probably gone either way. But I mean, you burn both her summoners, obviously, which is really good.
Well, I think I could have actually
heal.
killed it. If I pillared at the very start where you said, I could have flashed the Leona in, like proc the red buff slow on her. Like she nearly died at the end there as well.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah. So if I went in instantly, I probably would have actually burnt both summons and killed her.
Okay, she actually does die, but your misfortune does die. Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely could have been much cleaner. Just get that pillar off straight away. I mean, that's a great position. She's stuck. Because if you pillar this, like, she has to flash over it. But even like, she would have to walk all the way around. Like, she just has to flash that 100%, right?
Yep.
So yeah, pillar placement is hugely important. It's like literally a game win ability on Trundle. I love Trundle pillar so much. I think it's actually an overpowered ability, honestly.
I heard from someone that apparently Shern Fire for 2 or 3 days straight just only practice like pillar placement on Trundle.
Yeah. What, recently or?
No, back when he was in OS.
Yeah, I saw him. I went over that with Shern for 2 days. We went over I sat behind Shern and we went over every single Trundle pillar placement leading up to an OPL game, and literally the OPL game itself was perfect Trundle pillars. Like we literally analyzed it to the micro, like little, of like the pillar placement, which was actually a lot of fun. Yeah, we actually
locked in so they can't get away.
Yeah, because I think it's just such a good ability.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so going for another regank bot. They don't have summoners. I think this is good. But you actually do decide to... Yeah, I mean, I think that this is actually pretty hard to gank. So, I mean, in terms of where is Warwick right now, I mean, yeah, I think you should be definitely going mid.
Oh, I think the bot wave, when I started running bot, the bot wave was slow pushing into us. I think MF actually like just shoved the wave back out because I was hoping it would just push back into us. I think earlier before MF hit the wave, it was actually slowing into us. That's why I went for that. And they'd have to, they'd have to really back off the wave or try and shove it under the tower. And either way, they're gonna either lose a lot of farm or we can kill Senna with no flash.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the right idea. I think Misfortune sort of stuffed that up a little bit. Alright, so you do actually come mid now. Oh yeah, I just realized you have double wall as well. It's insane. Don't have flash for this. Will you get the kill? No.
Yeah, I didn't really think of the Anivia wall there. If I held my E, we would have killed him, but yeah.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, I actually completely forgot Nivea had a wall as well for some reason. But
I went to gank and we both walled the same.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same spot.
So yeah, I mean, again, another micro sort of error there with your Trundle pillar. Okay, Warwick is actually does some serious damage here.
Yeah, it's a double longsword. And I was chunked already.
Okay, well, so yeah, I mean, obviously, like, that was, like, just not sort of thinking about the shield as well, and obviously that gank messed up, but in general, in terms of, like, broader gameplay and objective, I definitely need you to be getting an early dragon as Trundle with a win in bot lane, especially burning the summoners. Like, it looks like you don't get dragon here till, like, 10 minutes. And now the worst part about it, I say this rule all the time, when jungling, when you die with all your jungle camps up is always the worst case possible scenario, right? So you have sort of let Warwick back into the game from this.
Yeah, after that, failed game committed to me dying. I've lost my lead on Warwick and I've just let him get back into the game for sure. I think if I did, if I played that bot gank and mid gank better, we would have had a lot more of a lead, but that's just something I can work on.
Yeah, I think the decision making was great. It's just, again, just mechanical misplays there. Alright, so this is definitely, I mean, you do have bot priority. You just decide to play it safe and just back off. Okay, wait, so the enemy bot gets there beforehand. I mean, the thing you do need to think as well is, like, they do have a Leona and Senna, and these guys are actually still pretty good lockdown and have good CC. Like, I think Leona is better than a Rakan early game, right? So,
yep.
I mean, Warwick is obviously, I mean, you don't know where he is right now. I'd assume that he's here. Like, they actually, in terms of 4v4, I think you guys lose this hard. So I definitely agree you guys just back off this.
Yeah, Yasuo does have 6 and Berserker Greaves, which is pretty strong for him.
Alright, Warwick sort of just runs in and dies. You die. And now Yas is actually getting pretty fed.
Yeah, I didn't think the fight would go like this, to be honest, but yeah, that's how it ended up.
Well, I mean, this again just sort of just shows the strength right now of Leona Yas. I mean, like, in general, as well, with the Niveas, like, a Nivea doesn't necessarily want to be fighting, like, here, like this, you know? Like, she's stuck.
Yeah,
she's so stuck, like...
If we were all with her and she was behind all of us, maybe it would have been different. But yeah, she's in a bad spot here.
So, I mean, it's been pretty low farm from both of you guys, both the Warwick and the Trundle right now. I mean, it's really just, this is just a very sloppy sort of early game from both players, but yeah, I mean, your set's doing really well right now, actually. And he's actually built Hex Drinker, which is okay for this matchup, but in terms of building this in general, I think that it's he's building for lane right now. Maybe, I mean, obviously Mordekaiser's is level 7, you know, he's actually getting to a point where he's pretty difficult to gank, but I actually, again, saying before, I actually think that this is still a potential, maybe this is your win condition now. I mean, bot's actually getting pretty, I mean, Leona's very strong right now. Yas is going to be very, I mean, you actually can't, I don't think, 2v2 these guys anymore. And sort of this, also this dragon is sort of going to be difficult to get now because your bot's not exactly winning anymore.
I was thinking of the top gank, but I think he'll just ult me and kill me if I went top. And he does have 2 armor items already.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, probably not. So, I mean, you've sort of got yourself into the same situation, Poltron, as that review. It's like, all right, so you had a great, you had a good early game, theoretically. You killed Warwick, right? Mm-hmm. You go bot, you sort of mess it up. You go mid, you mess it up, but you die for that mess up.
Yeah.
All your camps are up. And all the early game resources that you spent bot is now all gone. Because now your bot lane don't have a lead and Leon is actually pretty much out of control.
I think my early game plan wasn't bad, but I just didn't execute it well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that the path in, like, you kill Warwick. I mean, obviously, even if Warwick is not there, I still think you should have gone red and then, went back down here, got, those kills bot, or better Trundle pillar placement.
Yeah.
But again, then after that, like, sure, you can still do that mid gank. Obviously, you messed it up, but then be trying to get a dragon early. And ideally you set it up better. I mean, potentially off a gank or getting some more control wards down. But yeah, it's hard to sort of pinpoint anything, really. It's more just, mechanical, yeah. I think it's just mechanical errors. Yeah.
Never thought I'd hear myself saying I need to get mechanically better at Trundle.
Yeah. Well, again, that's why me and Sean went over the Trundle pillar placement for literally like 2-3 days, because it's such an important ability. Hugely important. Like the difference in like centimeters, like obviously I don't know the scale of the map, but centimeters on the screen or millimeters or whatever is the difference between, winning team fights or winning skirmishes or not.
Blocking a path.
Yeah.
Making them have to go around is really big.
All right, Poltron, this is going to wrap up your early game review here. Hope it was helpful
worries.
and work on those Trundle pillars.
I will do. All right, thanks for that, Nathan.
All right, see you later.
Yep.
All right, that was our first guest here. We are going to take a look at chat first here. All right, Captain Chunk and Barkley, you guys are just talking back and forth about Trundle. Okay, so let's get our next person in. All right, so Mega Promethean says can't join. All right, Odyssey, if you're actually around, I'll drag you in next. If not, Barkley. Okay, actually, I'll just drag Barkley in now. Odyssey, you can be up next. All right, Barkley, if you can hear me on the stream, I've just dragged you into the chat room. Just log in onto North America now.
Hello.
All right, great. How's it going, Barkley?
It's going good.
How has your ranked been going since? We reviewed your game in the last episode 10, right?
Yeah, one of the things that we touched on in the last game and a couple other games, I think, is farming when I should be helping my team.
Yep.
And I think I've been getting better at that. As a matter of fact, I think we'll see in this game here that we're about to review, I think I've actually swung in the other direction, which is not the greatest outcome, but at least that gives me room to even it out.
Yeah. Well, all right. So that's definitely interesting how you've gone from one extreme to not even it out. Like you've just gone from one extreme, now you're just back on the other extreme. Why do you think that is? Because now you're conscious of both sides, right? So my initial thing is why can't you find a balance there? What are you missing? That's what I want to find out. Maybe we won't know until we watch this VOD, but if you can start thinking about that, or do you have an answer for that, right now?
I don't have an answer for that right now. I think I'm overcompensating, and I think it's just going to take time. I think it's just going to be a trial and error thing.
All right. Well, possibly sort of get more experiences with it and maybe some more reviews. So let's, this is the Shaco, and you're playing Shaco as well. So that's definitely much different from your normal play style.
Yeah.
You just testing him out?
No, I've played Shaco quite a bit. I think I actually had Mastery 7 on him, but I hung him up for quite some time just because I enjoy tank junglers more. That's kind of my niche. That's even when I play World of Warcraft, I play tanks. But I just wanted to try something different. I just want to try to shake it up a little bit.
All right, well, let's take a look at this game here. So running obviously Ignite Shaco, it's the way to go. And you're versing an Eve as well this game. So this early game is absolutely yours. I love versing Eves as Shaco, and I hate playing against Shacos as Eve. Like, it's like worst nightmare.
That's specifically why I picked Shaco in this game.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with your runes, and then you can tell me a bit about what your early game path and what you're thinking.
Okay.
Let me just fix up this chat box here. All right, so you're on Dark Harvest. Are you looking to go the AP Shaco build?
AD. I'm trying to go AD here.
Okay, so Dark Harvest is for the AP build. AD, you want to be going Halo Blades.
Okay, I'll try that out for sure.
Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection, Relentless Hunter. Yeah, these are very much AD runes you've gone, except literally the only thing you could switch out here is by, going Alacrity. I also really like Cheap Shot in the, actually no, Sudden Impact, no, sorry, I did have this conversation, I think was with Poltron Shaco, that he thinks Sudden Impact on AD Shaco is better, Cheap Shot's better for AP Shaco.
That makes sense.
The rest of your runes are good, because obviously you're getting the fear from the box, and the boxes are your damage, right? So you want to be maximizing that as much as possible.
On AP Shaco.
Yeah, on AP Shaco, that's correct, yeah.
Right.
All right, so yeah, tell me about where you're thinking early jungle path. What's the go here?
This champ, I was actually first pick. Or no, I think I might have been second pick. Anyway, I countered Eve. So I don't know if she was before me or what. But champ select completely threw me off guard in this match. My team in particular, because Volibear top, Twisted Fate mid, Xerath support are champions that I don't normally see. And so I honestly didn't know what to prioritize or like who to go with or what my team's strengths were in these matchups. Like, I don't know what Xerath does into Nanami. I don't know what TF does into Yasuo. Like, these are matchups I don't normally see.
Yeah, so this is definitely, I would agree with you. I mean, there's a lot of matchups here that I don't really see much, but I mean, I have had some experience with obviously Xerath supports. So Xerath support, it's a very hardcore, aggressive, like early, like he's trying to kill people basically. So I would say that bot's going to be pushing and going to be potentially, I mean, it's going to be up to obviously if Xerath's hidden his abilities. That's the core one. A TF into Yas, obviously, I mean, I'm also thinking here, I mean, you can really, like the thing with Shaco is you can actually just do it. I mean, you're technically a win condition as well. Like you can actually sort of just choose who you want to kill and go all in on that. And a great thing
that's
TF,
exactly what I did. Like right at the beginning of the game, I was like, I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to consider myself a win condition here. And the one lane that I thought for sure I could impact was the Darius versus Volibear, because they both stay alive and trade for so long. If I'm in the area at all, I can impact that long extended trade.
Okay. Yes, I do think so. But I was actually thinking more the Twisted Fate into Yas.
Okay.
Like all you need is TF to get that stun off. You get the fear box. Like they're actually running double ignite as well. So they actually, I mean, you have technically 2 ignites to kill a Yas potentially. To sort of shut him down, because he's going to be pushing really hard, I would assume. Yasas like to get really aggressive in the early game. But I think that you can also do the Darius fight, especially as AD. But again, your AD runes are sort of just all messed up as well. Halo Blades is really important to go as Shaco for AD.
Okay.
So yeah, I definitely think top side. I mean, I think you can actually impact everything, but I actually want you to really focus on shutting down Eve. That should be the biggest priority here.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure I don't do that. So.
Okay, so we'll see how you could have done that. You're actually getting invaded on here, which is not ideal as Shaco, and you're starting blue. So you're starting blue, I'm assuming, because you're looking to impact
the Darius and Volibear.
Yeah. So,
and I actually stick around for this because, like, I'm looking at the champ select, I'm looking at their champions and what they have in their kits, and like, I'm like, okay, so what power do they really have to do this?
yeah, they don't have a good invade comp at all, so they definitely can't do anything there. I mean, in terms of, I think just the better overall general clear is starting red buff on Shaco, because again, there's so much for you to do early game. You want to start impacting the game early as possible, right? And Eve in general will almost always start red. I very rarely will ever see a Eve start blue side. Because think about how weak she is not doing raptor camp. She wants to do raptors really quickly, right?
Okay.
So I want you to...
I don't know that about Eve, but that's a good tip.
Because I want you to get your red and then like start impacting the map and even looking to go kill Eve when she goes topside jungle. And like place a ward, like, you know, here and just camp it. And she's going to come and you just kill her really easily. Okay. So yeah.
So is that just a general thing with Eve? Is that by the time she gets to her second month, she's probably pretty low?
No, she actually is pretty good clear, to be honest. If you actually kite camps, but it doesn't matter. You can burn her flash. You can kill her so easily, honestly. Like with Ignite, like if anything, you're going to burn her flash. She'll get away, but she has to base. You can take her entire topside jungle. Then you just keep the pressure on her because then she'll go bot. Keep pressure on her, and just take all her camps. So yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a tip for Eve. Obviously, didn't know that, but I played a lot of Eve, and I would never ever start blue side. And also, yeah, I think just in general, the Shaco red start is just so much better. And I actually do really like a red Krugs, clear. Actually, red Raptors like Krugs, and then look into gank straight away. You know, or like again invade.
So just like a three camp clear on one side, and then just go.
Then impact the game. Yeah. And the great thing you could have done this game is, again, Impact, taken his blue, invaded him, or you could have ganked this Darius or Yas.
All right, I'll check that out.
I have a Shaco review somewhere.
There's a couple of them, I think.
Yeah, I think a couple of them. And I actually showed a Challenger Shaco jungle path in it around that 3 camp into Impact game, and it works just wonders on Shaco.
Cool.
All right, so great kill on Darius. That's good, pretty free. So Eve obviously is here. We know she's here 100%. I mean, I guess you can't really go on her yet because, I mean, you sort of needed the health for Rift Scuttler. But get the Rift Scuttler.
Yep.
Okay, so I was thinking maybe you could double Rift Scuttler the Eve, but I think it is actually more efficient for maybe if you actually just do Raptors, Krugs, then base and go bot side, and maybe bet that she hasn't taken bot Rift Scuttler. But I definitely really want you to get Krugs.
I didn't think she was going to, because I saw her do the Scryer's Bloom up by the Rift Scuttler that I just took, so I know she's on that side. And I also see that Yasuo is kind of pushing in on TF, so I think at this point she's probably hovering Yasuo, and I have an opportunity to go bottom. But then this shows up top, and I think I want to do something up here.
So this is a really big waste of time here, Barkley. So you know that, so obviously Darius is just low health. Volley almost killed him, and he's gone back to base now, 100%, right?
Okay.
And you knew Eve was topside now. So you made the conscious decision right there when you ganked top and stuff like that and didn't invade her, that you've let her full clear basically. And an Eve will always full clear. So there's no camps. There's definitely 100% no camps up for you to invade or check. And I also don't want you to ward this as well, because remember, you knew Eve was here. You saw her hit the scrying bloom before, right? When you got Rift Scuttler. So there's just no way in a million years top camps are up. You really need to base. Can you buy your Tiamat? I think you can. Yes, you can. After Krugs, base that, go bot, start looking to potentially get a dragon or gank bot. So I think you've wasted, you still haven't based actually now, and you're going for a gank on this. So I mean, you're probably going to kill Yas, I guess, but you're putting a bit of risk in here. The fact that you could be so much stronger. You know, you're actually just losing more momentum technically by doing this. Like, you're going to get the kill, but at least base now. Okay, you're going to base here. So, I mean, I still think it worked out okay, but again, the thought process there, you did waste around 10-15 seconds. Shouldn't have looked to invade at all. Eve is definitely now going to be bot side on her second Krugs, and she is right now.
Yeah, and like these are the decisions in this game that like I said, it worked out this time.
That's
but like
right.
if that gank didn't work, like if I didn't kill Yasuo there,
right? That's the thing. Yeah, it's great you pointed that out, because that's what I was trying to get at. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a control ward that is more of a defensive, like it's like a neutral one. again, you're a 2-0 Shaco right now with Tiamat. There's no way an Eve in a million years can even think about fighting you. Place this aggressively here. It'd be much better for Dragon setup as well. And you'll be able to just track the enemy Eve just like much better as well. And even maybe if she comes and tries to kill this, then maybe you can even look for a kill on her or something like that. So I think this is a bit of a too neutral. Go more aggressive with your control wards as a Shaco into Eve matchup this early.
Okay.
So I like this gank here. This is really good. Gonna kill her. Can we do Dragon off this? So I definitely like you to be level 6 before you start really looking to do drags. I mean, you can obviously say solo kill Dragon with Shaco's ult. But I think you actually could definitely have dragged here.
Okay.
Like your bot lane's at full
Yeah, and
health.
I know. I mean, obviously, this game was a couple days ago, but like, I know I was thinking about it. Like, I know I wanted to do Drake, but I can't sit here and think about and tell you about why I didn't do it.
I mean, you've just killed Nami. I mean, I guess Trist is 4-0, but he doesn't have support anymore. You already have technically set this up, kind of, with this control ward, and technically Eve's probably still going to be level 5. I'd be very surprised if she was level 6 like right now. So I think you've wasted time doing your blue here. Definitely could have... actually, no. Ignore that. I think it's good for bot to actually just push this out again. I guess it's the safer option. I don't know. It's actually hard. I actually am not sure because you're not level 6 Shaco yet. If a fight breaks out... And I think it is better for them to push the wave in and reset. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's 50-50. I think it really is. I think the safer play, I guess, is to do this. But it actually looks like you actually end up losing Dragon, which is not ideal. So farming, looking for another gank. Yeah, so this is great. So this is what I wanted you to do. Utilize the Twisted Fate. CC, look how easy ganks are. But Eve actually comes and counter ganks and kills you here.
And Darius, which I was not expecting.
Okay, well you do see Darius here, right? So maybe just map awareness. Definitely should have expected that. So actually this was actually pretty... I would actually say this is very greedy. This is actually not a good move at all. You don't know where Eve is. Darius is roaming down.
Yeah, I did not see that Darius coming down at all.
Like if... TF doesn't stun card him right here, you leave this gank, basically is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, obviously you die there. And Darius is going to get double buffs as well, so you win this game, right?
Yes. I mean, I don't think we'll get to this point, but it eventually gets to the point where... Volibear's super ahead. Twisted Fate's super ahead. There's not a lot I'm going to be able to do to impact those lanes further. And so I end up just hard camping bot lane and getting them ahead as well. And then the whole team's ahead and we win.
Well, yeah, I mean, even though Trist had a really good early game, because like I'm thinking about it again, you sort of want to be bot to be getting every dragon. I mean, you should have had 4th drag win condition this game. Again, like whenever you think of just an much easier jungle matchup, like there's no reason for you to get not get dragons unless your bot's like really hard losing. But your bot, I mean, Caster's actually doing pretty well in CS and catching up now. So I think that's the right move. I think that focusing top more here isn't going to do you much. TF, yes, he's got a lot of CS, but I still think you can impact that lane. I mean, ideally the best case scenario is you come mid, you kill Yas, right? Then you use TF ult and 4-man dive bot and use your ult to tank tower and use killing them. That's ideal scenario. Obviously it's hypothetical and may or may not happen. There's other factors, but that's like in general what you should have been your approach, your philosophy of this game. And I think having too much of a top focus sort of like slowed your game down. I think you could have ganked Darius top early, but that's it. And then you really, go hard on getting into Eve's jungle and just camping raptors and golems and stuff like that. But just be focused in bot side. And again, place control wards more aggressively.
Okay.
Right, so that's going to be pretty much it.
Yeah, I've seen that control ward in quite a few of your reviews, and like, I see the value in it, but like, I guess it's just a habit I need to break. Like that river control ward is the one I always place, and when I place it, I'm not even thinking about putting it behind the dragon pit. and I need to start thinking about that.
Yeah, when you have like a lot of control and you feel like you're dictating the pace of the game, which you were early, that's a much more better aggressive game. Because especially junglers, especially in your elo, will never check this brush. I can guarantee you that. They just won't. You'll have.
Well,
so
I guess
much
my
control.
question is, when do they walk past that brush?
Well, I mean, that's a great location. I mean, think about how many times you walk past that brush. You're all here now doing Raptor Camp. And the great thing about control wards as well is that Evil gets seen on this as well. You know, and again, she'll just like not check this. But you'll be surprised. I mean, think about your games. Think about how much times this is a huge opening for this area of control. And this is such an important area to control of the game, both these sides.
Yeah, I mean, now that I'm thinking about like how many times I cross over, it makes more sense.
Yeah. All right, Barkley, well, that's going to be it for your review. If you have any other questions, if not, I'll jump into the next guest.
All right, man.
All right, see you later, Barkley.
Yep.
All right. Don't know how to pronounce your name. Kayn Lee, how's it going? Welcome to the show. All right, we are going to jump into our next guest pretty quickly now. It's going to be Odyssey. I see you talking with Poltron in chat a little bit. I'll try and catch up on this, talking about Shaco. So Skip says yard start, Raptors into red, blue, gank bot. Yeah, that was definitely an option as well. Yeah, that's actually a good point, Poltron. Doesn't make sense to be going Talisman when you have AoE clear and Tiamat. I mean, not Teemo, Shaco always starts Machete, right? You're just trying to clear those camps. So, Poltron, do you think AP Shaco is just better than straight up than AD Shaco now? I mean, in my solo queue games, I actually am much more scared of an AP Shaco, to be honest. Yeah, if you want to buy Tiamat, take Machete. Gotcha. Alright, so I need to log on to... I already am actually on North America. That makes it easy. Gonna drag in... No, actually, I'm doing Gekko next. Alright, Gekko, I'm gonna drag you in now. If you're on the stream, you can hear me if you want to unmute. Alright, Gekko, you're on the air. Can you hear me all good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Excellent. All right, I'm just logging on to EU now. So how's your games been going since our review? I think it was a week ago we did your game. I can't remember what champion were you playing again? I can't remember the game we did.
I think it was Kayn game.
That's right, yeah. Okay, and this is another Kayn game of yours. That's correct.
Yeah.
So Poltron here says AD Shaco can be countered by Ninja Tubbies and Red Sweeper pretty easily. That's true. Yeah, I mean, again, I just think that the AP Shaco boxes are just so annoying to deal with. Especially when it comes to trying to control objectives and get like clear control wards. It's just really, really, really hard. Alright, so this is the 2-6-12 Kayn game of yours.
Yeah.
You played this today, was it?
Yeah, today.
Okay, this is great. We're actually versing a Shaco as well. So lots of Shacos in today's episode of YFJC. Alright, so yeah, I mean, we can start with that Gekko. You're versing obviously a Shaco, Kayn into Shaco. Shaco is really scary to be versing as a Kayn early game. He can obviously invade you at your second buff pretty easily. You don't really win that 1v1 like at all, really.
Yeah, that's what he did. Like
okay.
the first that came down to looking at the map, like I saw him on a ward, but I missed him in the game by playing the game, so he killed me at my blue buff.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, you definitely need to really be careful. Like we'll take a look at it, but you do need to be very careful. And sometimes I'm happy as Kayn to concede my blue buff or a buff to Shaco just to not die. Just not dying is the important bit as Kayn. And I talk about this in when the last time I reviewed your Kayn games as well, is that it really throws off your momentum. And I mean, obviously when you're dead, you're not killing jungle camps, right? And that's what you need to be doing as Kayn, getting to level 6 as quickly as possible. I mean, in terms of early win condition and stuff, I say this a lot with junglers like Kayn and stuff. You don't really have one in the early game because you need your win condition is to survive, really. But in general, Gekko, tell me what you think in this game. Where do you think's your pressure point where you want to start focusing? You know, once you're level 6, once you have some strength.
I think both was my idea to focus this game.
And while
every lane. Because we have the Thresh Jhin CC. And I can get red orbs from the Shen.
Yep.
I wanted to go red Kayn this game, I think. Yeah, red Kayn.
Yeah, so I definitely think having a bot focus is actually really good. The great thing about walking into a Shen is that like Shen obviously can't ult across the map anymore. So I mean, if you're looking to gank top, like I'll actually be pretty scared of Shen ulting like a Fiora coming into that fight. But I really actually do think, Gekko, this is a blue Kayn game. Fights aren't going to go very long at all. And you're versing a double 80 carries here. Like, you just want to be an assassin one-shotting these champs. Like, yes, Shen's going to be a bit tanky, but just sort of just ignore him. Just one-shot the, the Misfortune, the Ezreal, and, Fiora. Like, red Kayn's not going to do too much for you against a Fiora as well, to be honest. I mean, Fiora actually sort of, like, can sustain equally, if not better than you in terms of your 1v1 in, It's better to sort of just one-shot her and not make fights go. You don't want fights to go for an extended period of time, really. And Shaco's going to be pretty squishy as well. So does that make sense why I want you to go blue Kayn this game?
Yeah, they have MF in Israel and yeah, I get it, okay.
Do you feel like you're more comfortable with red Kayn? Like, do you not like to go red Kayn or, blue Kayn?
Yeah, I think I'm more comfortable on red Kayn because I'm not that good of an assassin player. So I don't really go blue Kayn.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I go when they have a full squishy team, but that's, I don't know.
So I think this is something you may need to start practicing, Gekko. I think that blue Kayn is actually sort of just in general the better Kayn. I think red Kayn sort of pushes you too much into like these situations, these games where it's going to be very difficult for you to do really anything, especially the fact that you've been pushed out now of your jungle already by Shaco. And this is what I said. This is why it's so difficult to Shaco against a Shaco, and why I actually would have been happy if you to concede this. And I mean, you've had to concede it, but I mean, look at this now. Actually, you're going to die here, and you actually die. So you go back in here. Why do you go back in here? You get cancelled, I think, because you're getting damaged here. Your E, yeah.
Yeah, my E cancelled.
Yeah, so this is just worst case scenario from you. I mean, in terms of like your early game already, it's just ruined. It's absolutely ruined. You can't be dying early. Okay, I also really want you to go machete over a longsword because you're actually really far behind right now, and you need to just clear jungle quickly. Like, longsword's really only good if you're looking to gank straight away, but your jungle clear is going to be really hurt, especially getting this Rift Scuttler. Getting a Rift Scuttler without a machete takes literally years. Let's actually count how long it takes you to get this.
I think I die again.
You die again?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, I die again.
So, yeah, I mean, this is where I think I end the review, Gekko. Like, you can't have these early games like this,
Yeah.
And especially think about like where Shaco like is thinking, like getting even the idea of going for this other Rift Scuttler is like suicide as well. Like, let's think about, like, let's look at the lanes right now. Bot lane has full priority, mid has priority, and Shaco knows that you're going to want to get a Rift Scuttler, and he's going to go get it. So this was suicide. Look at this. Look at the map.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I know. I see.
And now Shaco can literally, if he wanted, he could come and take your Krugs right now and Raptors, and you are literally, like, see you later. You're literally useless for the next 20 minutes of this game. So yeah, so what I wanted you to do here, I mean, going back all the way here, is I mean, obviously you have this ward right now, but the ward's always going to be, so this is the problem with this ward. It's always going to like eventually expire, and Shaco isn't going to walk down here by the time this ward comes up. So actually what's better is ideally if you can ward here, you might be able to get more information if he's looking to invade your blue buff. But as you actually are walking in to do blue, you need to be very careful. So do wolves here, right? Do wolves.
Hold on, the delay.
Okay, yeah, we'll wait for the delay. So I want you to do wolves and then you E. Then you E around and you just check. And you actually check all the way up here. So like sometimes he might not have come invaded, but I need you to really make sure that he's not here. So what you're going to do, you can E over the wall. And what you would have done here is you would have seen Shaco in here. Because obviously you get vision when you E, right? And you can see when like they can see you. So come here, get E. You see Shaco. Then you actually just back off. Let him do whatever he wants here, and actually potentially even look to maybe go into his bot side jungle and just concede all this.
When I watched the ward was up when he invaded, so I saw him on a ward.
Oh, you actually
so
saw
I could
him?
have traded.
Oh.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, well then this was ridiculous then. You shouldn't have done this at all. So
yeah, it was map awareness thing. So I could have just traded sides of the map with him, like take his bot side.
That's right. Okay, actually, when did we see that? Oh, we saw that way. Oh, we saw it here. Okay, yeah. So as soon as you do your Krugs, you go into his top side right now, his bot side jungle right now. So you don't even do Raptor Camp. I didn't even realize that. So that's, I mean, that's a good ward theoretically. But yeah, so now you do this and you know go in here and. So yeah, sometimes just know when you trade sides of the map. I mean, this is actually best case scenario for you, Gekko. This is great. You would have been on the other end of Shaco. You know where he is. There's no threat of him killing you anymore. That's like best case scenario for you, right?
Yeah.
All right. So does that all make sense? So really, you need to be more careful in your early game, Gekko. Like a lot better, a lot more careful. Because if you just need to survive early game, super important as Kayn. That is your priority.
Yeah.
All right, Gekko, I hope this was helpful for you. Have any other questions around that? Anything I didn't explain well enough?
Not at the moment, I guess. Yeah, not at the moment.
All right, great. Well, thanks for coming on again, and I'll potentially see you next time.
Yeah, see ya.
Okay. This was our third one. We're probably going to have one more guest here, which is going to be Odyssey. I believe that the actual first caller, the Mr. Year that we brought in here, I'm pretty sure he fell asleep. I think that's why his microphone. I'll actually fix this mic here. Why his microphone? I could hear myself, but he wasn't actually at his computer. Okay, we're going to drag in Odyssey now. All right, Odyssey, you are on the air. Can you hear me all good? If you want to unmute my mic or you can hear me on
There we go.
There we go. Great. All right, I'm just logging onto your account now. It's Odyssey with the 2222,
222.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
So you had two options. You asked about a clash game or a ranked game, but you prefer the clash game?
Yeah, if you can do the clash, I'd like to see the clash game.
All right, we can do that.
I remember a little bit of how the clear went, but playing with this clash, so I've held close to a 60% win rate coming up on 200 games with Shaco. But playing with this clash team, I had like a 30-ish% like win rate playing Shaco. So I'm kind of curious as to like why was it so it wasn't just like a couple of weird losses. It was consistently not, the games weren't having, such a strong outcome. So I'd like to see where that maybe was happening. I have some ideas, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe as far as early game went, what was going on.
Yeah, so in like general, Shaco is much easier to play against with a coordinated team, because obviously you can track him much easier than solo queue. So that is maybe like one thing. We'll take a look at it. That's definitely not going to be the only reason. But that's sort of just what I'm instantly thinking. The way you're telling me already your differentiation between solo queue and playing Clash with a coordinated team, right?
Yeah.
Because if Shaco doesn't really have a good early game, he's actually pretty useless. As you probably know, like he doesn't scale insanely well.
Yeah, in this game, I didn't pop off hard or super early, so I definitely felt it a little bit. I think maybe one of the reasons with the Clash game, my Clash team liked to pick fights consistently. This is something I talked to them about afterwards. And I would bring it up. I brought it up during the game too, but it's like you have to recognize that your jungler needs to farm. So just don't pick a fight. Let me clear my camps real quick. Wait for me, things like that.
Yeah, that's really important. It's very much in terms of ganking you and where you want to be fighting. It's really in terms of early game, mid game. It's you decide what's going on. Like your laners don't know what you need to be doing in terms of your camps. Because think about like I already know instantly a situation you probably get yourself in. Your team tells you to fight. It's a fight you don't feel like you want to take. You die, and then all your camps are up, and you've actually just been so inefficient, and you actually lose so much experience in gold. Would I be right in saying that?
That used to happen all the time. I don't think it happens in games that happen anymore, but that was a big change that's happened since I've started in your Discord, working with you, the reviews, being on the show and stuff. I don't really I'll just farm. I won't, they actually, I think it wasn't this game, it was a different game, but there was one point where they actually started yelling at me on comms. And it was just like, I let them know I have to farm, just hold up. And then they ran and started picking a fight on the opposite side of the map.
Okay, so this was actually the bad Clash experience team. Is this the same Clash that you were talking about? Okay, gotcha. All right, well, that's obviously not ideal, already having teammates that are, trying to tell you how to jungle. But, yeah, we'll take it.
I got a pretty sweet moment at the end. The person that was the worst about it literally performed the worst in all of the games. So I had the opportunity to bring that up in a very non-confrontational way. And then I politely exited the server and the team after the tournament was over.
I love it. All right, so tell me a little bit what you're thinking of in terms of your early game pathing. So, obviously you're doing the red start, and I actually just talked about this in the Shaco, where I think red start impact the game straight away. Level 3 is the best what you can do on him, but yeah, what are you thinking?
I pretty much exclusively will do a red clear because you can do it so fast. It doesn't matter what side of the map I want to gank, I can do that clear. So for this, let me look at these matchups really quick. I'm not liking ganking bot because of the Thresh and then the blink on the Ezreal. Yeah. The mid lane, who was mid? Oh, Speed was mid. The brand. Yeah, so I'm looking out of all the lanes, impact, and out of the teammates I had, I felt pretty good with top. Especially if I can get them to engage. I find if with top lane, I find if they can start their skirmish off before I queue in, those ganks go pretty well. So, and I've got time to try gank top before even going to Scuttler.
Yeah, I definitely think early game shutting down a Renekton and getting your Ornn ahead is really good, because Ornn can get to a point, and Ornn I think is just overpowered right now. He's absolutely just OP. Get Sunfire early, and then literally that lane's over. And I think Ornn's a great win condition for you. So I think I agree. I think shutting down this Renekton early, but remember, you do need to be careful with Renekton when he does get 6. He is a potential 1v2 turn champion. But if you've heard him enough in the early game, he's going to be too weak to even be able to do that.
That's another thought too, is I don't 6.
You dropped out there, Odyssey. What did you say there?
Oh, I said that's another thought too. Every time I see a I don't want 6.
You're dropping out again. I don't know if it's because your microphone, you're not talking into it, or the...
Is this better?
Yeah, I think so. Talk again now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Still good. Yeah. So with Renekton, pretty much in any game, I usually like to try to avoid. And I want to be 6. I don't really want to touch it after 6, depending on who my laner is.
Yeah, I definitely think that's good mindset. I mean, I had so many bad experiences with Renekton. So yeah, wait for him to commit. You Q here, perfect timing, get the W. Probably do even need to ignite.
I'm a little bit behind you. Okay.
I'll wait for you to catch up.
There we go. I use the ignite. He flashes. Flashy way.
All right, so this is a very, very small thing, but the way you need to be like micro pathing is like blocking off his path. So I've just noticed what you've just done there. You've actually walked this direction instead of clicking here.
So you're saying
I can play that
okay,
again.
so
I'll show you. You can, now that I've told you, you can look at it now. I mean,
Yeah.
you want to be like trying to cut off his path and be walking towards him. So this is very small. This might be why you missed some auto attacks here. So I'll slow it down for you. So you see the next move here. You should be really pushing hard here, but you go here. So like walking around here, and sometimes not getting the auto attack off and actually just positioning yourself better is actually really good as well. So he flashes.
So stepping out instead of towards.
Yeah, just like walking, just trying to cut off his, like think about where he's going to be walking. You want to be ideally keeping auto attacking as he's walking. And you will do it with the red buff slow. So, I mean, I think that he potentially would have got away anyway, but maybe would have got him a little bit lower health. But in general, like you need to be thinking about that when you're ganking. Just very micro things there, like cut off their path. Really, really, really important. Like it can be the difference between a kill and not.
Yeah, I love that.
All right, so so it's obviously obvious that you're going into bot river right now, right? So remember this, you're versing a coordinator team here. You don't know where Diana is, mid has priority. This is a little bit risky from you, and you die.
Yeah, this is just not paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not. But even in terms of paying attention, the decision-making process right now is like, I've been seen on the map, the enemy jungler now has an advantage over me instantaneously because they know where I am. So it's like their move. So it's like, think of it chess. You've made your move. Now they have information. Now they can make a move. And this is their move, and it works out for them. I know that you're a Shaco with a Q and you feel like you can get away from a lot of things, but sometimes you can't, right? Like Q's very low duration at this stage. Dying here is a really big mistake. Because now a lot of your early jungle threat is gone. Because you've just lost your red buff, right? And you haven't farmed technically for like about a minute now.
Yeah, and this is it's definitely where I started feeling a bit behind, not able to get my back.
And yeah, and dying as Shaco earlier, I mean, it shouldn't be happening. There's no reason for you to. You're so strong. You have so many tools to escape. You got fear, you got CC, you got your Q. It's always worst case scenario. Alright, so you come get bot Rift Scuttler, you clear the Gromp. Yeah, definitely really just need to farm right now. Alright, I love this scrying plant hit right there. Deny it from them. Clear this ward. But remember again, now they know where you are again. So you've been seen. Now you need to be thinking about, alright, let's try and reset my position. Let's make it not so obvious. I mean, there's nothing for you to do bot side anymore anyway. You can't do dragon. Your bot's base. Just come here. Clear your raptors. This is good. Alright, so you base for Tiamat there. You obviously had the potential option to do Krugs, but I'd like that you just base to do Tiamat because you actually want to wait for your red buff as well to come up, right? So base, get your Tiamat, spend your gold, Krugs, red, then maybe you can be looking to even impact top again.
Yeah, I think my thought here too might have been like I can back now. Red's coming up, and I can start clearing down towards dragon and kind of resetting my pathing towards dragon.
Yeah.
Looks like I do something else though. I wonder.
Like, you actually go bot, and I mean, if you're gonna do this, then you should have. If you were thinking about it, you should have done Krugs first, right?
Yeah.
I thought. I mean, I just assumed you're gonna go back topside, but that's actually slight efficiency thing here. I mean, unless you feel like you really needed to be bot. But I'm trying to think, like, doing your Raptors, why did you think you needed to be?
That's what I'm. My guess is my plan was to come back top, and so I don't know. This was, however long, enough days now that I don't remember exactly what happened.
Well, I actually think this is a good decision here, actually, because I mean, looking again, I'm trying to think what information you had. So Ezreal's low. And he's going to want to base right now. So given this,
might have been thinking dragon.
Yeah, you are thinking dragon. I can tell you're thinking dragon. But Ezreal decides to stay here. But obviously, this is actually a bit lucky by you. In my mind, Ezreal should have based. He had no mana. He obviously he wants to hard push in this wave. I mean, obviously you weren't thinking about this, but I need you to be thinking about if you're going to go do dragon straight away. It's like, where's the bot going to be? Do they need to base? Do I have an opportunity to do dragon? Brand has priority mid. I mean, in this case, you do, because Ezreal is stuffed. He has no mana. So this is great dragon opportunity for you. But again, I don't know if you're thinking about this.
I definitely wasn't looking at at their backing and their thing.
All right, so you definitely, I can tell you're not, because you actually don't realize that they've definitely based here. Like, there's just no way. Like, I know you're looking for a gank, but look at this Ezreal. Do you reckon this Ezreal was going to want to stay right now with a Doran shield and no mana? Impossible. Never, ever, ever.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit like just not putting yourself in the shoes of laners. This is definitely an opportunity just to do dragon straight away. And if we actually look, they're basing right now. You definitely had an opportunity to do dragon.
Yeah, I think definitely one of the next things that I can incorporate, getting comfortable with the F keys, because I as far as map awareness, I'm relying mostly just on the mini map. I'm not actually moving my camera, and so I don't get information like that. I can see if there's a fight breaking out. I can see if people are shoving up. I can see where people are and if someone's walking over a ward, but I'm not seeing that Ezreal's low on mana. I'm not seeing things like that.
I mean, you do eventually get this dragon, and I think you would have anyway. But actually, to be honest, even doing that dragon straight away, I think actually potential would have been a bit risky, because Brand, you didn't have mid priority. I mean, you did have a control ward here, but you didn't. You would have. I wanted you to take some time to set it up a little bit, and that was to like clear this ward here. So I mean, the eventual setup is great for you, and it works out for you. But I can tell this is a little bit of luck like involved around here, So I want you to consciously be thinking about dragon setup a little bit more. But this is obviously a great dragon call. And I think that Shaco is actually pretty weak to just solo dragon as well before level 6. So I think actually you couldn't have done dragon even if Ezreal based.
I pretty much won't attempt dragon without my team.
Yeah. So I think that's fine, but instead use that opportunity of Ezreal basing to set up dragon, which you technically did. But I wanted you to consciously think about it instead of being like, oh, hey, is Ezreal based or not,
Yeah. Totally.
All right, so this gank can't happen anymore. You need to go topside ASAP and clear your topside jungle. So you come down here. Like, the thing with whenever you've done dragon as a jungler, like, it's obvious where you are, right? Dragon's dead. Do you think Ezreal's going to be that dumb to just commit to a wave and walk up here, Like, there's a huge wave right now. You've wasted a lot of time here. I mean, you channel the base, but then you decide not to. I don't know if this was in comms or something like that. People are like, no, stay, let's kill Ez. That's just ridiculous. This Ez is not going to... He can just sit back and queue these waves and just E around, Base, go topside, clear your camps.
Yeah, I do remember a little bit, like, after kind of attempting it, feeling... It felt a little silly from the get-go. And even one of my thoughts when you were saying, do you think Ezreal's going to stick around... I think I knew it was a little bit of a reach. I also was surprised. I did not realize. Did he take electrocute? He did.
Yeah, that's actually very strange. Ezreal electrocute.
Expecting you mentioned chess, and in chess, it's like you always expect when playing, you always have to expect that your opponent will make the best move. Incorporating something like that to kind of curb dumb or risky decisions. If you expect them to do the best move, like what's your best move? And that's definitely not what I was doing there.
Yeah, that's right. The best move thing. I mean, even the move itself, it's like every team everyone's gonna have an opportunity to make a move at some point in League, in a game, whether it's your team or the enemy team. I mean, sometimes it might not be the best, but there will be a move, and you need to be thinking about what's their move, And that was the same thing, what happened top earlier, where you did your move, you placed your chess piece up here, then they had information, and then it's their move, and their move was to kill you here because they knew you were going to walk in here.
Yeah.
And that actually, it was also really big in terms of tempo as well. It's like, let's say you kill everyone.
Huge.
You've done your move. All right, they're going to be back on base and respawn, but then it's their move. It's their move now. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
So everyone has their moves. They'd be thinking about, how can I actually minimize their moves to make sure that they actually don't have a move anymore, and actually just make it neutral, and someone gets the opportunity to do the first move again. And in terms of that example of, let's say, getting like acing someone, getting a tower or something like that, and then like basing around the same time that they're going to be alive, and then it's actually back to neutral again, theoretically, instead of like, that's where overstays come in, because then you've done your move and you don't realize that it's their move soon, and you stay on the map, and then you all die, and then you lose Baron, like that happens so many times.
Yep. Know all about that.
Yeah, I think we all do. All right, Odyssey, well, that's going to be it for your early game here. I hope it was helpful. Did you have anything else you wanted me to explain or clarify?
No, this was great. I love pointing out just a little micro with the ganking, the body blocking. And yeah, considering too the other move and not getting a little bit of hubris with Shaco. I definitely get a little bit of hubris with Shaco sometimes. Just expecting I can just run the river because I can take anybody, but what if they both show up? Yeah. But I also feel watching it that while there's definitely things to improve on, it was it's still clean. It does seem like I took my time where I needed to with having lost some tempo in the beginning, and so while there's stuff to improve on, it's validating in other areas as well.
Yeah, it would have been great to go over the rest of the game, obviously, but yeah.
I was thinking about submitting it.
Yeah. I mean, you can go ahead and submit. I do have a bunch of reviews. I don't know if I'll be able to get to it before the patch. There's going to be a patch actually next week. So, I mean, we obviously already went over the early game. So maybe next time when you do Clash, submit a Clash game. I'll be happy to review it for you.
Yeah, cool.
All right, Odyssey, thanks for coming on again. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, thanks for the help. Take care.
All right, we're going to jump into our last guest now, which is going to be Aidan, returning guest on the show. Just going to log on to OS now, get his game up. This is going to be a Zach game of his. And this is Diamond 4 as well, so a bit more higher elo. 7, 8, 11. All right, Aidan, you are on the air.
Hello.
All right, this is a Zach game of yours. This is much different. You've obviously come on the show a bunch of times doing Rek'Sai games. What's the go? Where's the thought process in the change in? I mean, this is a huge change in playstyle.
Yeah, I need to get ready for team play because I want to do the university competition.
Are you on tank duty?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to be on tank duty.
All right. I mean, I think Zach is actually, with the new Cinderhawk buffs, I think he does, he just does insane amounts of damage. I've actually been solo killed by Zach as, like, early game junglers and stuff, just because he hit all his abilities, his E, his Q, and Cinderhawk proc, so I think that tank junglers are sort of starting to come back into the thing, but I don't think they're there yet. That's my thing. I think that the early junglers, like the Rek'Sais, the Elise, Lee Sin, I still think that they're actually still just better. I mean, jungle in general is just better to be early pressure, like especially in team play. So I wouldn't fall into the trap too much in terms of being like, oh, I got to be on tank duty. But I guess in terms of scaling and like part of team play as well is just scaling. Like if you're not versing a very good team, if you scale, you just win the game, right? And Zach obviously is one of the best scaling champs in the game in terms of a tank. You'll be unkillable. You just need to survive the early game, really. So See, I think it's good to have both playstyles here and there and pull it out when you feel like you need to, but I wouldn't fall into the trap being like, hey, I gotta be on tank duty.
Okay.
Because trust me, I've been in that situation before, and it's just not fun to be doing, like, feeling like you're useless early game, getting shut down, and, like, you just can't do anything for ages, so... Alright,
Okay.
so... tell me about your early jungle path. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking because it's Evelyn, I can get away with a full clear.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably look to gank bot around when when Krugs respawns, maybe.
So you'll do a full clear and then look to potentially gank bot. Looking at the lanes right now. So you're identifying your bot lane, this Misfortune Swain, as your win condition?
It looks like we just scale and team fight, so I thought, yeah, getting MF ahead or Talia would be good.
So I mean, obviously Vlad's pretty difficult to gank. With his he can W your E very easily because he can see you coming from a mile away, right? Well, the thing, you know how you say here with Eve, it's like you get a free level 4, but remember she also gets a free level 4 and the free level 6. So you need to think of a little bit about it both ways. And if I'm the Eve, I actually would like to versus Zach, but not really because you're actually not like Zach technically counters Eve because you can build Spirit Visage and then it's like literally game over, you know, especially against a Vlad. That you get a lot of effectiveness from building Spirit Visage this game. So I think that in general, I think I agree with you. I think bot is good to gank. I definitely like getting level 4 quickly on Zach to get that extra E range. Darius is going to be a bit of a problem for you as Zach. Obviously, he's a very good tank killer. But I guess Aurelia has taken Ignite and maybe can do something top early. But Darius has gone the Flash Ghost. So I think it's best just to full clear base and do something bot. I think that's actually the best plan you can do.
Minions have spawned.
Okay. So how does Zach work into other scaling junglers then, that aren't AP like Eve?
Well, he's good. Really, what I'm trying to say is actually he's good because you get free, you don't get pressured early game, and you technically, like, so scaling junglers that are not tanks are very good, like assassins, like Kha'Zix and Eve. Like Zach is actually very, very good into them.
Okay.
Because again, you're going to be you eliminate a threat that they can kill. They can one shot. They can never one shot a Zach, especially with your passive, right? So, and you're going to just get tanky. And I mean, they actually scale sort of well. And if like Eve and Kha'Zix into this Zach matchup, it's more like they're not worried about the Zach. They're just going to try and outpath you and just get their laners so far ahead that you're actually just going to be. Doesn't matter how tanky you are because they're not even trying to kill you. You know.
Right.
But I prefer to be the Zach side of this Eve matchup 100%.
So is he a good blind pick, Joe? Because
Zach?
Rexar's not a very good blind pick. I need a blind pick, Joe.
No, because Conqueror champs really mess with tank. I mean, in general, tank. I think I think tank junglers in general are very bad blind picks.
Okay.
Because you just pick an Olaf into you as Zach. Like, think about how hard your life would be. Like, you could never ever win any skirmish against an Olaf, right? Like, he out heals you and everything. I mean, even Lee Sin can really mess with you. Pretty much any Conqueror champ. And obviously, I mean, you play Conqueror Rek'Sai, obviously, right? I think Rek'Sai is actually... no, Rek'Sai does do good into Zach as well. So pretty much every Conqueror champ, I think, destroys... Early junglers counter Zach, basically is what I'm trying to say. And you can easily, if you blind pick it, or I'm just going to pick a Conqueror champ like Olaf or something, Lee Sin, and you're going to have a really rough early game.
Okay.
Alright, I love how you're killing this camps here. You're doing this super fast. You see Eve bot. So she actually does you know her jungle path now. She's actually done 3 camp, blue. She has 16 CS and ganked bot. Take note of that. Do Rift Scuttler. Actually, you're going to tell you check her Raptors. I love this by you, Aidan. This is great from you. You know she's bot 100%. You see Vlad mid. Do some counter jungling. Check the Krugs with Scrying Plant. See Eve there. Eve is really angry at you right now. If I'm the Eve, I'm like, this is Zach. This goddamn Zach. Alright. Aidan, perfect early game right now. This is good. Barmy Cinder you buy. I do actually like buying Barmy Cinder. I actually say on a lot of other champions you really should be buying your jungle item first for that extra machete clear, but Especially since you're going back bot side where there's AoE camps, I think it's actually better to go Barmy into here. And it gives you more threat on ganks, right? If you're looking to gank, you do more damage.
Okay.
So I think that's good. Get this. We see Eve top now, decides to do Dragon. So Zac isn't really a champion I like to be soloing Dragon with. But Eve's obviously top, so this is pretty free. Potentially need your team to help you as well. So this is actually the downside of you not taking Machete, because now this is actually much more difficult for you, I think.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah. Because Machetes obviously helps you kill jungle camps and monsters faster and gives you a bit more healing as well from it. So the overall damage you get from Barmy Cinder doesn't outweigh the Machete. Oh, well, sorry. I think it's... I don't actually know the math. But basically you're going to take a lot more damage from it. And not heal up as much, sustain as well, without Machete. So it's more your health versus the damage from Barmy Cinder. But, I mean, obviously it works. You had no threat there. Your bot lane's winning now as well. And base again. Go back bot side for Krugs. Go in blue smite. I pretty much want to go blue smite most of the time as Zac. Get that slow off. Especially since the fact you're versing like a lot of sort of squishy range champions here. And your level 6 Zac going for the dive play. Swain misses abilities. You guys botched this gank pretty hard. I would be really patient here. I think you can go for a dive play. So what I'll do here, Aidan, is I'll definitely sit in this brush. You know it's not watered. Wait for the wave to push up a little bit more, then walk all the way around here and actually just dive. Straight up dive. You still have your passive. These guys are both dead. So, okay. A little bit more patience here from you, Aidan, I think.
I think I was a bit scared of a counter gank because Eve was just top and her blue's coming up. So I thought maybe she'd recall then go blue.
I think just take the risk, honestly. Just go ham for it. Sometimes as Zac, just go ham for it. I mean, I feel like she may or may not, like... I mean, she's actually doing Rift Herald, so... I mean, obviously, okay. we know this right now, but... You know, I would have just gone for... I would have taken the risk, basically what I'm trying to say, as Zac. It could have actually been a disaster for you, but... I would hedge my bets that... Eve probably won't get here. I mean, think about if you ganked right now. Let's say Eve did base. She'd probably like walking around here, I would say. She's not going to be able to get to this in time, you know? And she's not going to be thinking to come counter gank you. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes as a jungler, like, even though you know that the enemy jungler's one side, if you can pull off a really quick dive play, which Zac is really good with, especially with these champs, like Misfortune, Ult, Swain, like, you guys can kill these guys so quick and get out, you know? Sometimes you can just pull off these plays, like, straight away. Unless Eve knew that you were bot and she's setting up for it. But I don't think she does she? Because you sweep this, don't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, you know that she's not there. And actually, you actually hear Rift Herald get taken right now. Okay, you actually hear it as well. So you should know that Rift is gone. You can definitely set up this way more patiently.
Right, yeah. So is that like level 6 plus? You want to be going for the dives? And...
Yeah, dive Zac is insane. Especially winning bot lane like this. Against two super squishy champs. Like, think about how quickly you'll kill these guys, honestly. It'll be so quick. Really clean. You still have flash as well if you really need it. So I think a pretty big missed opportunity there, Aidan.
Okay.
Definitely should have capitalized on Eve being top there getting Rift Herald. Now she's technically gotten away with that Rift Herald for free, you know? Oh, no, this is not good. Alright. So, obviously, this is where... I mean, Vlad's, like, 2 levels ahead of you right now. I mean, yes, you're going to get the E off on him, and you're going to be able to full combo him or whatever. But, remember, Eve is here as well. This is a 1 versus 2. And you don't technically have Cinderhawk yet. You don't technically have enough damage. And remember, Vlad can sustain. He has Q, right? So, I think this is a real risk. This is, like, suicide almost. Like, you get pretty close, but definitely shouldn't have taken the risk here. And look at that. Now you're going to burn your flash. There goes your passive. And wasting your passive like this, defensively, worst case scenario. Never ever get in a situation like this.
So should I have just done the same thing, like after Rift Herald smash into the turret on my side? Or should I have just not done it?
You mean actually just let... So the great thing about it, she's sort of wasted Rift Herald because she can't get this down. Just clear the wave. defend the Rift Herald, then you go back to jungling. I'll do my Wolves, Gromp, base, and then actually I still want you to try and dive bot.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, even if you killed Vlad there, think about it. You actually would have been too low to do anything anyway. And you probably still would have, even if you killed Vlad, Eve probably would have still been able to kill you and burn your passive. Which you need that passive for dives bot. So sometimes think as well when you go for risky plays, it's like, all right, I'm going to burn my passive maybe from this, but is it worth it to burn my passive? Because passive is like a very long cooldown. What is it, 5 minutes, I think? Really important ability. That is Zach's core, and it's great again for dives. And always think when you got passive up, that's an opportunity for you to dive. That's the mindset you need to be in.
Okay.
Well, that's going to be pretty much it for wrap up for the early game here. I mean, again, this was a huge mistake from you to sort of wrap it up. But overall, I think your early pathing was great. Excellent. You stole the Eve's Raptors, hit the Scrying Plant, base, got your second Krogs. But yeah, after that, and the Dragon Take was good, but then after that, yeah, you definitely... The only mistake from this review was that not diving bot, really. And obviously that mid thing. So is there anything else you wanted me to clarify, Aidan, or...?
Would you be able to just give me like a blind pickable champ, if that's alright?
A blind pickable champ.
Like a third champ?
So what are your champs right now? Rek'Sai, and now you got Zach.
That's it, yeah.
Are you comfortable with playing Lee Sin?
I can get comfortable, yeah.
Jarvan?
Jarvan, okay.
I think Jarvan's a very good blind pick. I think he's the
So
best
Jarvan's
blind pick. Especially in competitive, right? Solo queue, again, don't worry too much about blind kicks in solo queue, because Jarvan can go both builds, right? So if you feel like you need to be a tank, you can go the Stopwatch and Cinderhawk build. And if you feel like you can go warrior, you can go warrior, right? But Jarvan doesn't exactly have many counters. Like, if you think about Jarvan, like, what counters him, you know? He's all-around very versatile, great champion. That's why Jarvan's been in the meta for so long. And the same with, like, Lee Sin as well.
Alright, great. Thank you.
Alright, no worries, Aidan. Thanks for coming on again, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, see ya. Thank you.
Alright, that's going to be it for episode 11 here. I'll take a look at the chat if you guys have any other questions. How's it going, Adam, by the way? Bruiser item's getting huge buffs next patch. I actually haven't looked at the notes yet for next patch. I think Rift would take turret there, 2.25 plates. No, turret was on 5 plates. Definitely wouldn't have if you defended it pretty easily. Alright, well that's going to be it for this show. Next episode 12 is going to be on Monday. I do this twice a week. Monday, 8 PM Eastern Standard Time. If you want to jump on the show, join the Discord. There's a link up there. But yeah, if you still haven't joined my Discord as well and you've been around watching my videos for a while, definitely love you to jump onto the Discord. Purpose being helping you become a better jungler. That is what we're here to do. Alright, thanks again everyone, and I'll see you guys in my next video or live stream.